The youth indoctrination war. Oh my God, they're banning books. Hello, this is ChartGPT today. Banning books has been a long, century-old scheme that many leaders and rulers and politicians have used to try to steer the narrative, the cultural narrative, for a variety of reasons. Of course, today is no different. There's a recent Senate hearing that takes on book bans, and of course they're highlighting DeSantis's policies about they claiming he's a book banner. Of course, DeSantis has hit back and exposing the book ban hoax, and he's basically suggesting, no, he's just trying to empower parents and school boards to have more control over what they believe is an indoctrination from the left. So the left is saying basically they want to ban books like Tom Sawyer, Huckleberry Finn, this kind of stuff because of its incitement against racism, and of course they then replace those with gender studies and what the right wing says is a lot of pornographic material. So Axios has come out with a book ban attempts, and of course no doubt that they have California, Texas, and Florida, which are the big states, key book banners, and there's kind of a political war in there. But of course I'm not sure this is necessarily per capita basis, so you would expect more book bannings in the larger states. In that study, here's some of the results of it. School libraries are the main focus, so it's an indoctrination war against the youth. Public libraries are less so, and of course you can see the rise from 21 to 22, the attempts versus the book titles. You can see in both categories there's been a steady rise here. Of course, getting back to what a lot of left-wing folks will say, they kind of support the idea that Florida is the book banning center of the country, but you have to look at who these people that do these studies. So and that includes the Axios. This one is basically coming from this PEN America. PEN America, it's a left wing, so they're going to come out with left wing policies. Here's, by the way, it's an interesting tool here. This influencewatch.org is a good tool if you can plug in the organization and tell you if it's a left wing or right wing. So when you look at a study, sometimes you need to kind of look at the data beyond the data and say, well, who's putting the data together, and it does put that report in question. But let's get into specifics of this. What about all these book bannings? Well, the number of published books has risen sharply over the last few years. So they're flooding this zone with new books, and most of these books tend to be left-wing oriented. And I think many conservatives were left flat-footed, not realizing all this material is getting into the educational system. So this is the strategy. Flood the zone with new left-wing oriented books, then you get this local parental outcry, and then the people that make the book curriculum decisioning, such as school boards, etc., they're left with banning a lot of the pornographic material and some of the stuff that they deem inappropriate. And so what happens is they come out with this idea that, oh my God, they are banning books. Well, that's because they flooded the zone. So you do have to look at the book bannings per new book. And of course those studies don't really show that, and plus they're per capita. So you got to be careful with some of the data that you're seeing here. That being said, his chart here basically shows who should be a person that judges, and of course overwhelmingly both Republican and Democrat are somewhat agree in this, and the difference is quite small. Parents should have the key decisioning on that, and of course they will funnel their decisioning into the school boards. So there's actually a bit of an agreement there. They maybe disagree which books should be banned, but nevertheless, of course the ultimate test is that people vote with their feet. Of course this is causing a massive hike in homeschooling in the United States because they want to escape what they feel is the indoctrination in the schools. So give us your take in the polling in the description box on the post link. Is there a war going on with indoctrinating the youth? Look at the AI in terms of what it says about the significant difference between school bans and the restriction of pornographic material. That could be an interesting scenario as well. And don't forget to subscribe.